everyone? James Hagman here with James Hemphill. How you doing, James?
I'm doing well, James. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for your time. So, we're gonna get to know you a little bit and find out what you like to do, and what do you like to do for fun, and places that you like to eat. But right now, where do you currently live? What city do you live in right now?
I live in Everett, Washington.
Okay, how long have you lived in Everett?
I've been here since, let me think, 2015, actually.
Oh, wow.
Before that, yeah, I moved up from the Redmond area before that. But yeah, I've been here in Everett since 2015, bought my home, and me and my wife and family, we love it here.
Nice, nice. What do you guys like to do for fun in Everett?
Well, for me personally, I love to play golf. That's one of my greatest pastimes ever.
Right?
But with with my family, we love to go out to eat. We love to go shopping. We're big, huge movie fans, so we love to go take in a nice movie, spend some time together that way. So, yeah. So if it ain't golf, it's going to be going out to some nice eateries or going to the mall or going to a movie.
What's a good local place to eat in Everett that you
You
recommend?
know what? It's actually down. It's actually off of Silver Lake, and I love going to that Emery's restaurant. We go
Right, right.
enjoy it, sit by the water, and when the weather's right, and we just have a great time there.
Yeah. What about, like you said, like to go movies? What's the last movie you caught?
Oh my gosh, what was it? We saw. You're tasking my brain now. I I want to say it was the Black Adam.
Okay.
So, it's been a while. We've been we've been kind of in the house a little bit, but recently though online we just watched the House of the Dragon. That
Right, right.
Game of Thrones, and we really enjoy that. And
Yeah.
we also been streaming The Last of Us on HBO.
hmm
That's really good too.
I started watching that and I had to like understand what was going on, but I don't want
Mhm.
to ruin it for anybody. It's very interesting.
Yes,
It's very interesting. All these stories in one thing, right?
that's right.
So golf, Emery's, go hang out, go watch a movie and whatnot. What do you currently do for a living in the area?
I'm actually a real estate professional.
Okay.
I'm a realtor. I hang my license with EXP Realty, and I've actually been in the business now going on 7 years, and yeah, that's what I do. Love it.
Okay. So what do you see going on in the Everett area? I mean, as far as the housing market.
Currently, we're seeing pricing being kind of flat, but they are increasing. Currently, Everett's seeing about an 8% lift in sales price. Inventory is still relatively low. We're seeing about 20 days of property available as far as what we call the absorption rate. So properties are sitting on the market for about 20 days, which is still really, really good when it comes down to buying or selling. You don't have to rush out the first day it comes on the market and expect to miss out. So you got some time to do some shopping and comparing one property to another. But the market is really healthy in terms of that. Still very strong as a seller's market, but there's some opportunities there for buyers. So that's what I'm seeing in Everett. Somewhere in that 600 to 650 range is still kind of the median to average price point. So again, for residential, of course, condominiums you can get a deal, or should I say, lower price point. But typically for the residential market, we're somewhere in that mid 600 range, and inventory is not sitting too long.
Yeah. I think the past couple years the market was kind of in a steroid mode, like
Hmm.
prices going up, offers like let's say 20 offers on one price, interest rates
Hmm.
were low. Everything was just on steroids, and now I think that steroid is worn down, worn off. Basically, it's
Yeah.
like the caffeine's gone, right?
Right.
Well, so what do you recommend somebody right now that's looking to buy a home or even sell their house? What would you recommend, like some advice, maybe, and maybe what how do you help?
Well, great question. I would say first thing is call me, then call you. That would be a very
Mm-hmm.
wise decision right there. But definitely educate yourself on what's going on with your credit score. Be very, very mindful of your spending and saving. That would be obviously a key first steps because as I'm sure speaking in your language, qualification standards can be a little bit tricky right now with a lot of employers are cutting hours below 40. So if they fall out of that full-time employment category, there could be some qualification issues there. So I definitely advise clients to focus on their base pay, not the overtime or any type of bonuses or incentives. Definitely start to put together that very, very, solid savings plan and get in front of a lender quickly.
Yeah.
And once we get you through that kind of underwriting process, then we can start shopping with a really, I should say, kind of a serious budget. And then that way we don't get caught up in a situation where someone falls in love with a house that they can't afford. So that
Hmm.
would be my primary first steps recommendations to any new buyer coming into the market.
What kind of books do you read to like help inspire you or to help motivate and keep or just keep your brain going?
Well, one of the great reads that I've had recently is actually The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Um, but I've actually found some strategies on how to speak to clients in negotiating situations, and I found that exactly what to say. And that's a book by Phil Jones. That's a really good read when it comes to that. Um, Creating that optimum mindset of active listening, but also knowing what to say, how to phrase things in a way that creates some positivity in the conversation versus just hopeless optimism or just complete pessimism and negativity when it comes to, oh, you
Hmm.
don't qualify. You know, we've dealt with this before. When someone doesn't necessarily qualify right away, we help them understand that there's gift funds that they can get. There's other investments or 401ks they can tap into to get a hardship for that can be applied towards their down payment.
Hmm.
But also there's some strategies when it comes down to saving in the short term that could help them buy maybe in the next 3 to 6 months versus you'll never be able to be a homeowner. And then
Right.
from a time management perspective, the 12-week year is really a good read. I find that um, we can really pick out some very productive and identify unproductive times in our daily schedule. And once we figure that out, we can be tons more productive, and I find that to be helpful for myself. So yeah, that would be three books that I've read recently and that really stood out in my mind.
Nice.
Hmm.
So as far as you're in real estate. How long you been in real estate, and then what did you do before that, and why did you get into real estate?
Ah, well, that's even better question. So for the preceding 20 years before I got into real estate, I've been in real estate almost seven. About 20 years of my professional career was in the supply chain management field. So I was warehouse operator. I was supervising retail and other manufacturing type businesses from J.C. Penney to Kraft to Coca-Cola. I've worked for all those organizations and again, supply chain warehouse operations. And those were really good environments to be in. I learned a lot, organizational skills, leadership skills, working with executives, working with frontline employees, union, non-union. You name it, I've managed it. And what I found is it got a little stale, actually. I found myself wondering what was next when it came down to greater flexibility in my schedule, because all those businesses were all based upon holiday experiences. So retail, you're going to be based, you're going to see heavy spikes during back to school, Easter, Christmas, and things like
Christmas,
that.
yeah.
Food and beverage, they're all holiday based. So 4th of July, Super Bowl, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So the times that I wanted to take off was typically the times that the business needed me. So I started to think about what would it take to get me into a position where I could be more flexible with my schedule, my lifestyle, and still earn a decent income. And real estate actually started to stand out in my mind. Um, so back in 2015, I started taking some the real estate training, and I started to think about it, so on and so forth. Like, should I do this? Should I do? But again, I find myself to be a pretty decent test taker and studier. So I passed the state exam the first time, got my real estate broker license, and I was still a little cautious, still a little apprehensive because I've been a W-2 style employee for 20
Hmm.
plus years, and I actually worked part-time as a real estate agent and kept my full-time job as a warehouse manager for about 18 months. And throughout that time, it took me about 6 months to get my first transaction under contract and closed. And then I started to transact in real estate about once every other month. And then after about a year, started to get a little bit more consistent and started building some momentum. You get some past clients, you start getting a following and some referrals.
Right.
And then back in April of 2018, I went full time, and I've never looked back ever since. Especially when you think about the statistics nationally, there's over I think it's 1.6 million agents nationally, real estate licensees, if you will. And there is I believe they can get the data right. I think it's a 92% failure rate over the first 5 years, like
Hmm.
87% over the first year or two. So
Hmm.
when you think about the doubt and the fear, you're like, who does that? Who quits a nice paying salary job to go 100% commission?
Hmm.
With that type of success rate, 8 out of 10 don't make it. That's
Right.
pretty scary to walk into. But
Right.
I felt like I had the proper presentation and preparation and outlook that I could make it work for
Hmm.
me. And here I am. So
Yeah.
I know it feels pretty good to be one of or two of many to make
10.
it
Yeah.
on
Right.
average per 10
Yeah. Right.
licensees. But yeah, definitely when you get there, you build a sense of pride about that, and it's something where you're proud of it, but at the same time you don't get cocky, or you stay
Right.
humble. You
Right.
just be appreciative that you've built a business, something
Hmm.
that people have learned to know me, like me, and trust me with their real estate transactions. And so that sense of pride and accomplishment is what allows me to do what I do and do it well. Because again, I put the clients over commission, and that's what
Right.
really helps me succeed in this business.
Yeah. So, growing up or even now, who inspired you?
Hmm. So I would say definitely my dad inspired me growing up.
Hmm.
He was always one to have full-time job, but also had a side hustle. So I've always heard the adage of you can't be a one-trick pony,
Hmm.
and so he would do side like home repair handyman jobs on the side from his full-time job as a architect.
Hmm.
And so I picked up those two those skill sets, and I started to do some tinkering and whatnot, and I really kind of specialized in, I ended up being like in plumbing and things like that, but carpentry and whatnot. So yeah, he inspired me to do that then. And then we think, gosh, I think there's so many different people that I could say are trailblazers, or folks that I really modeled my career after. There's just too many to name, but
Right.
I do believe in, and I fully and firmly believe that, having that type of role model or that type of mentor type of perspective really helps to give someone direction when it comes to staying the course and being a
Right.
solid professional at what they do.
Well, I want to thank you for your time, and I'm going to have your contact information in the descriptions and in the books that you recommended, and anything else you want to send that we can share, like obviously your contact information. Um, but I just want to say thanks for your time, and talk with you later, hopefully soon.
I really appreciate it, James. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
Take care.